They're like, man, Ronnie, I love America. I would die for this country. And I believe them. I believe they love America. And I believe they would die for this country. Why aren't you willing to learn math? Also, for your country. Do your homework for your country. That's a more efficient way to show your patriotism.
Let's talk about this bit from Ronnie's stand-up show, because it's not just poking fun at this extreme form of patriotism. It's actually pretty deep commentary about how we tend to romanticize the grand sacrifice while discounting the mundane ones. I'll give a personal example. My ex-husband used to say very seriously, and I believe he meant this, that he would die for me. That's a very noble commitment. And it's very in line with how we raise men to believe that devotion is to physically protect someone, including dying for them. But here's the thing. I didn't want or need him to die for me. What I much preferred was for him to go to therapy for me. But the problem is, dying is climactic. It's a huge, grand, visible act that others can put you on a pedestal for. But going to therapy, or as Ronnie says, doing your homework, that's mundane, everyday stuff. It's showing up and doing the work while no one is watching. And that is anything but glorious. You can see this very clearly in the stories that we love to tell. In Greek mythology, Achilles dies in battle, and his bravery and sacrifice is sung about for years. But Penelope? She spends 20 years weaving a funeral shroud by day and unraveling by night in order to keep the throne in the family. Or look at Chinese wuxia dramas. Hero after hero spends years training for one act of retribution, usually to avenge their family's death. But what about the person who's there day in and day out doing the actual caretaking so everyone else can remain functional? At best, they're a side character. At worst, they're not even mentioned. And yes, this split is absolutely gendered. Just as men are pushed towards the grand sacrifice, women are pushed to the invisible one. Globally, women do 3 times the amount of unpaid care work that men do. And over 700 million women are out of paid work because of caregiving duties. Not only do we as a society fail to acknowledge this work, we also expect it to be uncompensated. And look, I also fall prey to this kind of magical thinking. When my most recent ex broke up with me, I fantasized about her showing up at my door with flowers, asking for me back. But the reality is, so what if she did? Would that somehow solve her inability to regulate her emotions? Would it suddenly dissolve all the shame that governed her actions? Of course not, because this trade-off has been and always will be a decoy. The choice has never been between some huge, unlikely sacrifice and nothing else. In reality, it's whether you're willing to do the slow, unglamorous work when no one else is there to witness it, no one is going to record it, and no one is going to congratulate you for it.